This is the man that murdered 2 girls near the Monon High Bridge on February 13, 2017. Given the leaks earlier in the year and the recent revelations in the case, I'm going to present some items to you about that day and the crime. These things are my opinion. If you can't think for yourself, then shut it off now. If we are to believe the words of Lee Kerr, then this man's motive is exactly the way it appears. He is believed to have received sexual gratification from overpowering the victims and killing them. Whether or not the area where the girls ended up was pre-chosen, he acted nearby and placed them in this area due to convenience. I still believe that the girls ran from the bridge and that he was forced to flee or run after them. Because he chose the latter, I have a tendency to believe that he followed not because of necessity, but because he wanted to. A sad and unfortunate truth. The suspect was likely on the 505 trail when the girls arrived. He likely targeted them in a flurry of quick decisions. But remember, he went there to hurt somebody. Walking up the 505, he likely exited the trails at some point to a vantage point below the bridge or near the bridge in Deer Creek. I believe that this move was tactical. From here, he could have watched the girls from under the bridge and remain undercover like a fisherman or bird watcher. This makes much more sense given the trail layout and the fact that he was not spotted by witnesses entering the bridge area. It also explains why the girls did not see him until 2:20 or later. As the girls made their way out onto the bridge, he would have watched, and at a crucial point, set out quickly. They would have had only moments to either turn back towards him or to walk to the southeast side. The suspect knew this, and this is why he chose the bridge, in my opinion. Once onto the southeast side, the girls realized that they had no more than a few minutes to run. As he approached quickly behind them, they likely consulted each other. This is when Libby filmed him coming. Because of the nature of the bridge, this idiot did not notice her filming him. It is believed that the suspect then tells them that they are trespassing and orders them off the bridge. He falsely arrests them once below. It is said that he hits Abby and Libby begins fighting to get away. It's suspicious that reports of someone fighting below the bridge are stated by later witnesses nearby, though nothing at this point indicates that others were around the bridge at this moment. Early reports also indicate that Libby's shoe was found here and that blood and/or signs of a struggle were present on the drive below. I want everybody to keep in mind that a crime had already been committed at this point to get the girls down there. Within the audio, the suspect mentions binoculars, several handcuffs, at least one gag, and a hunting knife. A gun is not mentioned, but is likely heard being used to direct the girls down the hill. Post-mortem, hair was apparently removed from each girl as a trophy. This video will not be discussing the types of killers whom this type of signature are known for, but will be revisited in a later video. And here is where things take a twist. It's believed that the suspect was involved in the search, likely on the night before they were found. His DNA was apparently discovered nearby, but due to the terrible job Carroll County did to contain the scene on February 13th, so were hundreds of other samples. Interesting note that the prime suspect had an alibi for the night of the search and for earlier that day, though his cell phone GPS pings located him at the CPS lot between 12 and 5 p.m., the exact time of the murders. The inconsistencies in his story are between his GPS pings and where his alibi placed him at the time. The murders of Libby German and Abby Williams are a travesty in several ways. The first way is that law enforcement used the town and media to pressure a suspect whom they knew to be victimizing other girls, without any care for how the families or town felt about it. We were all used, as groups, to spread disinformation and to make every citizen suspicious of their neighbors come forward. No matter how well written the strategy was, all they ever did was cause more psychological trauma over and over and over again. It also created distrust between each other and between the world and law enforcement. Remember, the withholding of this information was to prevent their suspect from getting the said information that the suspect already knew. When you are going against a dealer in a game of blackjack, always remember that the deck is stacked against you. The best course is information, being transparent, putting pressure, and knowing when to bet. With the profile of Anthony Schatz now being public knowledge, police have him. The profile leads towards several phones and devices under only one roof. Never forget that. Police have the alibi in custody. I urge you to do the right thing and save what semblance of a soul you have left. And to you, their murderer, stifled and neutered, made to be small. The world waits to watch you get to face the families you've destroyed. We are currently looking into all legal avenues against the gross negligence of the authorities in the state and county, all concerning their handling of this investigation and other circumstances. If you can help, we will be setting up a transparent fund to do so in the coming weeks. If you are a local, fed up with the system and methods of the state and county prosecutor's office, contact me personally. Drastic situations require drastic measures.